Pandora's box, the green box. We'll talk about that in a second. Mike, always good to have you here. Oh, incidentally, and I know you'll see it in the corner of your screen, if you are joining us, we had a W&S Mint set on the Silver Eagle that sold out last hour. We have one that I think, Kevin, you said fewer than 200 of. Okay, fewer than 200 on the W&S Mint set from this hour. So I know that's gonna be a full sellout as well. You'll see that in the corner of your screen. So let's start off this segment of time, Mike. First of all, the name alone, and I always say, please, if you're watching HSN for the first time, stop what you're doing for just the next even 5 or 10 minutes, because you're gonna wanna hear all the things that Mike has to say. He's gonna explain it to you. But when I look at the title of this alone, now every mom watching is saying, okay, emergency, is that like 911? Is that like my, fire extinguisher in my kitchen? Is that my, the Band-Aids that I have for my kids? What in the world is an emergency Silver Eagle? Is there a coin emergency going on? What's the story?
Yeah, there's a coin emergency going on. They can't make enough coins. This is emblematic of what's happening in the industry right now. This was, until 4 hours ago, I wasn't 100% sure I could get this in the show. And the reason is we bought plenty of S-Mint coins, but they're grading so poorly. I didn't know if we could do the entire edition. We've graded tens of thousands of coins. So the United States Mint, like I said, they decided to change the design on the American Silver Eagle in 2021. We thought it would be at the beginning of the year, but they decided they're going to do the old design for the first half of the year, the new design for the second half of the year. So this is that last 6 months of production, the 2021 and the last 6 months of production is what this particular coin is. But it's not just any one of those coins. The W Mint in this coin was our today's special value. We sold 13,500 of those coins in a single day. I think the HSN price was exactly the same as this. Sold 13,500 of these. What this coin is when the United States government finally realized, as they're making these 2021 Silver Eagles, they decided, because they make all the Mint State coins at the West Point Mint, they found out and figured out fairly quickly that they simply, absolutely, positively could not make enough coins. It wouldn't even be close. They would be hideously, horribly behind, and they still are. And so they said to the San Francisco Mint, their sister mint, they said, could you make some Silver Eagles for us? And the San Francisco Mint says, yes, we can do a single run of Silver Eagles, this last Silver Eagle, the last San Francisco. And it's apropos because the San Francisco Mint made the first Mint State Silver Eagle in 1986. So now they made the last one. Now, the thing with this is they didn't make an equal number to the West Point Mint. As a matter of fact, for every probably 20 West Point minted coins or 25 West Point minted coins, there's going to be one San Francisco minted coin. There's going to be one San Francisco minted coin, and that's what this is. This is that special emergency issue. They had to jump in and help out the West Point Mint. That was the emergency. So they made this one single batch, a single tranche, we call it in the business, a single allocation. It was released out to the authorized purchasers and completely and immediately sold out instantaneously. I have got some of those coins from the very first day of issue, which is what this coin is. Okay, this is first day of issue. Sadly, because the San Francisco Mint doesn't usually make Silver Eagles, and because they rushed it, they did not grade very well. So the big thing is this is Mint State 70, which is perfect. They say in coin collecting to buy the best possible grade that you can afford. Well, 70 is perfect. That matters. It's a big difference in value. If you look at the first San Francisco Minted Eagle, the 1986, in Mint State 69, that coin's about this price, about $139.95. In Mint State 70, it's about $599. That's the difference grade makes. So what you have right here is that San Francisco minted coin, the emergency issue coin, in absolutely perfect condition, first day of issue annex, 100% exclusive to us, and we have our absolute final quantity. There was 3,200 and change of this. I've only aired this like 2 other times. I believe our quantities right now are well under 1,000 coins. I'm assuming this may well be our final primetime presentation. This coin is that historically significant, and I've held my price. This was my original issue price.
Well, and to that point, Mike, you can see the quantity left at the bottom of your screen, fewer than 900. Remember, as always, 30-day return policy, but we are not limiting quantities. So you could do flex pay multiple times if you're considering getting more than one of these, which I know a lot of you out there are. And the other thing about this is too, you know, as we move forward, certainly it's a historic and wild time across the world, and certainly, you know, here in America. This is, when I say these are little time capsules, it's like a little remembrance of just the last year, if nothing else, let alone the collectability and the rarity, the scarcity, and just the whole story behind this. So I really hope that you consider it. Also, Mike, with regard to the big green box, so when we talk about the San Francisco Mint and the chain of command in terms of first day of issue and making sure, you know, what we say is what we say, what's the relevance of the green box with regard to this particular coin?
Well, here's what happens. The United States Mint does not release these coins to the general public. They only release them through a series of what are called authorized purchasers. These coins come to those authorized purchasers in these boxes that you see right here. See that green box? They are then sealed. This coin, while it was struck at San Francisco, does not have a San Francisco Mint mark. The United States Mint does that on purpose. They want their American silver eagles to be homogeneous, is what they say. But they do mark the box when it's sealed so that we know that coins are San Francisco or West Point. So there's a strap that goes around that coin, and then the box is numbered, and we know what the box numbers are, and the straps give us information and all as well. And then those strapped boxes go to the grading companies. They then open them up under pretty significant security, and then they establish the provenance where this coin comes from. So that's how we know that this is a San Francisco minted coin. Understand, you cannot buy a San Francisco minted coin that is not certified. They all have to be certified. So when you look at this last coin in the series, the San Francisco, this emergency mint, is going to be 20 times roughly rarer than the West Point minted coin. It is a big deal. It is a huge deal because this is the last coin in the series. This is the last mint state coin. And they're on the cusp of already starting to make type 2s. Now, when I talk about the rarity and scarcity and shortage of these coins, the fact that the United States Mint can't keep up with the demand of the West Point minted coins, and of course the San Francisco minted coins were, there was one allocation, it sold out immediately, so there's no more catching up with that. What's made is made, what's done is done. That was before the insanity of the silver market of the last 72 hours. That just adds to the whole insanity of this whole thing. And that's getting bigger and more important and more desirable. So we have these coins. We had those coins. That's why I have this price. My price did not go up. Everybody else that's basically selling American Silver Eagles, their price Friday is not their price today. They have either raised their price substantially, or they have taken it down where they will not sell it, or they are out of stock, period. We held this, in essence, because that's what we do. I've been here 20 years. And the reason I've been here 20 years is when I buy the coins, no matter what happens, I hold the price until I sell out the edition, particularly with the first day of issues. So this is what I released this coin at, and I'm holding this till the very end. Now, sadly, the very end at this point is only 788 coins and going down dramatically. We started with the better part of 900 or 1,000, and already a couple hundred of these coins are gone because it's not only the last coin in the series, not only is it the legacy coin, the transition coin, which is the most popular silver eagle that the United States Mint has ever made, but it's a tiny little subset of that that was made at the San Francisco Mint. Now add in the fact that it's just a silver coin, anything silver right now. I mean, it doesn't matter. Silver anything is collectible. Silver anything is getting chased down. But then you add in, so you have the silver, an ounce of pure silver in this. You have the fact that it's one of the most historic and most significant numismatic coins made by the United States government in the last half century. Then you have that as a tiny slice or a microcosm of the coins that were being made by the United States Mint, as you have all of the mint state American silver eagles. Well, the S Mint is just this tiny little sliver of the coin. So you have rarity within rarity on top of desirability, and then every single solitary coin is certified perfect. And then, of course, Annex, first day of issue, is exclusive. So you have perfect exclusivity. You've got coins individually numbered. You've got absolute perfection. You've got the last in the era. You got the transition coin, the legacy coin. I mean, all of those things is the reason these are selling like hotcakes.
I mean, case in point, like you said, we started with almost 1,000. We're now at the final 700, give or take. Once more, we're not limiting quantities. Flex pay is applicable whether you buy 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Or, just keep that in mind. You can do that flex pay, a number of different times. You still get that 30-day return policy. So you can not only shop with confidence, but in terms of this being a legacy coin, I mean, let alone, just the intrinsic value and the collectability and the price, which is really remarkable. I look at this as those little time capsules. You are a historian, Mike. I'm kind of the historian in my family. I've always kind of been the archivist, for lack of a better term. I'm the keeper of the photos and the keeper of the stories. And I still remember, I mean, I would spend hours talking to my grandparents, about the Depression. And, you talk about the Spanish flu. And because I collected all those stories as a kid growing up. And this is a capsule. Think of it as a capsule coin collection, all encased and encapsulated literally in that great little holder for this show. Listen, I know Mike is back with a Today's Special on February 16th, which was kind of nice to do the little release details from you on that. But in all likelihood, I certainly anticipate this will be the final on-air presentation. I know that a lot of you shop after the fact and go to hsn.com, and we always want you to shop with confidence. But in particular, I know you learn a lot with Mike, but if you can make your buying decision on this now, I would really recommend or encourage you to do so. And Mike, it's just when I say that you are such a historian, I never say never. We can't, anticipate or say that well, certainly. I mean, at my age, I certainly hope I don't have to worry about living through anything like, we've been going through in the last year, 12, 14 months. But this is just really a unique moment or marker of history in addition to everything else, isn't it?
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, when it comes to 2020, I mean, let's face it, the review of 1 star do not recommend. I think that's clearly the case. But what it has created is a numismatic opportunity. So I guess, when you get lemons, let's make lemonade, right? Is ultimately what it comes down to. And from a numismatic standpoint, it has created some pretty incredible numismatic opportunity, because you now have got this legacy coin that's going to be, both coins are going to be made in the same year. So you're going to have the last coin and the first coin both dated 2021. The United States government has done that a couple of times in its history, and they have become kind of some of the icons, the numismatic icons of all the collections that are out there. They haven't done it in many, many, many years, particularly a coin of the collector significance that the American silver eagle is. Very, very, very high on the list in terms of collectability. And with this change, and it's literally going to be once in a lifetime. And what I mean by that is it took 35 years. This is how the American silver eagle has looked. It's looked like this for 35 years. By law, after they change it in about July of this year, by law, they cannot change it again for 25 years. Wow. So for me, certainly, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to sell the design change in the American Silver Eagle. Because there's a lot of things I can be certain of, and one of them is 25 years from now, I will not be on HSN selling coins. That's a given. So when I sound really excited about this, it's because it's that historic of an event. The fact that they are changing this, and then it's not just that you get the last coin. Understand they made this tiny little extra batch of coins only at the San Francisco Mint, and that's what this coin is. Because this is that emergency issue struck at San Francisco. That is a big deal. So when I'm out there in the marketplace right now, where it doesn't matter, S Mint, W Mint, they're all sold out. So if they're all sold out, why not get the one that is in every respect rarer and more difficult to get? And you've got it exclusively through us with our first day of issue. Annex first day of issue, of course, is 100% exclusive to us. You have it certified absolutely perfect. You put all of that together, and this is an absolute easy coin to make a decision on from a collecting standpoint. In my opinion, as hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these have been spoken for, very simply because of its historic significance, and then you put it in the context of what's happening from a collecting standpoint. It's the most popular Silver Eagle ever. Now put in this whole run on silver prices and so on and so forth. For you to have the opportunity to buy this at our original issue price, I think is something I'm really proud to be able to do. And obviously, people have responded pretty substantially here.
They have indeed, and for a lot of reasons, this checks every box. I mean, it really does. It checks every box in terms of new collector, avid collector, novice collector, doesn't matter. Checks really every box. I mean, from condition, availability, first day of issue, certified, it is what it is, it's here, Mike held the price, 30-day return policy, last 600, actually I think maybe fewer than 600 now, and once more, we are not limiting quantities. So definitely something that I would really hope that you consider, especially if you are new. I know you learned a lot from Mike in those last couple of moments, but certainly you should act. We can't get it to you unless you take action, and I can pretty much promise you that is the last on-air presentation. Even if there are a few remaining, I am confident in saying they will all sell out at hsn.com. Hey, speaking of reminders for you though, if you were trying to get through on our W&S Mint, the two